Real people, real celebrities, real talk.
Join the Breakfast Club.
Blast off in your
Weekday
ear.
morning, 6 to 10.
When your deal was over at Interscope, did Jimmy Iovine want to re-sign you just business-wise? I would like to keep 50 here.
Look, a lot of things that actually happen, they don't actually have an understanding of why it actually has to happen. But they see me as if I'm responsible for it. So if Dre gets punched in his face at the award show, I can't let him get punched in the face at the award show. I've been saying to you, Dr. Dre's the man. Dr. Dre is cool. Dr. Dre is, look at this. When you see beats selling, the only thing that happened since 2001, 13 years ago, because that's when the last Chronic came out, was Eminem blew up and 50 Cent blew up. Game Project, all those other things are things that happen in connection to it. And the D12 sales are things that would have happened. They could have sold a blank CD. They'd have sold 1 million copies before they realized it was blank. And said, yours working? Because mine ain't working. You know what I'm saying? Like that. For real. Like, so at this point, those are the things that create that cool aura around Dr. Dre. They look at me like I'm an old head. Because I've been here for 10 years. Like, I'm like, so if I'm an old head, then what's Jay?
What's M?
No, what's Dre?
Yeah.
If you think about that, and because I'm looking at Chief Keef like, yo, he's hot. Like, he would have, my son, Chief Keef is what my son would have been if we didn't make it at that point. The significance is someone who's completely affected by the environment that just don't know the other stuff.
Right.
I suggested that they didn't actually have him do interviews because he wasn't conditioned for it. He don't know that.
He's not.
He came up here.
We had him up here.
Yeah, like you go, nah, don't let him do it. Like they don't even let him do it. Let the music, because the music is organically going there on its own. You got a song on YouTube that got 20,000 views. I don't like. And fake True Religion jeans is one of the actual statements in it. I don't care if your True Religion jeans is fake. Matter of fact, I'm not even looking at them hard enough to know whether they the real ones or the fake ones.
Right.
It's just not a part of my interest at the moment. You know what I'm saying? So when he said it's the kid's mentality on the actual record, but it's raw. It's raw energy. Like you see 15 guys in his grandmother's living room, and they look at it like, yo, look at them. It just feels raw. They have to have those 15 guys in that living room to protect them from the 15 guys in the living room 3 blocks away. You see what I'm saying? Why they patching together as gang coach in Chicago, it's different. Like, if you look at it and you going, I understand it. So I'm going, yo, you be careful. Because you Chief Keef now. But the other Chief Keef that can't rap, that people don't notice, that he gets his recognition from his peers in that room because he put that work in, don't really like that you Chief Keef right now. Because you saying stuff that he out there actively doing, and he loved the opportunity. It's when you just went into the joint, Charlamagne, it's the guy that's jumping up and coming like, yo, wanting the altercation immediately. So he go home and say, oh, you asked about me, he know me.
Is street credibility still a big deal in hip-hop? Do you still have to have street
I don't
credibility
even think it exists. When you got, they're bobbing, when you see the people that had that credibility from the beginning make business decisions, so the song is with me. You know, I got it. What they talking about? Dope? You think he don't know the boy's a correctional officer? It's a business decision. You see what I'm saying? So when you see, like when we see the different things, like, those things don't matter. If you stick to it, the audience that's actually buying the CDs don't know that wave, that time period is past. So they're going, they don't really know why that's important. Like, some of the kids in my hood right now, they remind me of things that I've seen while I was traveling. You know how you see little kid rebels in Africa? You know why they're dangerous? They don't even know it's wrong to kill you. You see what I'm saying? So the little homies that's there now, they looking like they want the altercation so they can show you that I ain't the one really for you to be f***ing with like that. That's it. They ain't about no money, ain't connected to a better life. Those things like ambition, those things that are part of power. The show I got on the Stars Network is about the thought process of a hustler. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, the object is to make enough money to not have to work for anyone.
Right.
Then invest in your own businesses and go legit. Get away from the shit, because we know the dead end is down is down one of these streets.
Side note, I'm in the first episode of Power. Go ahead.
Yeah,
You are?
he's in the joint. So like that whole concept is what it's about. Like I grew up under that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when I don't see them actually want to accomplish having enough, you know what creates cool around you now? How you dress. They're so into fashion that urban culture is gone. There's no urban clothing. It's complete high-end, high fashion. Like, Gucci make a hat with half your head fit on it. And they be like, this Gucci. I don't know what you talking about. This is hot.
So what about the Gucci skirts?
I ain't with it. But I asked him that on the mixtape. Right? I said, so, God damn, I can't fit in. Remember, because I said it on the tape. I said, with skinny jeans, I can't fit in. And then I'm going from there. So if I wear a dress, you gonna wear a dress? If you Google rapper in a dress right now, you know how many will pop up?
Young Thug be top of the list.
Young Thug is the person who actually said this is a dress.
This is a
Right.
dress.
The other ones will call it a kilt.
Or a long shirt.
Yeah, yeah.
He said, yeah, it's a little girl's dress.
Yeah, if you're saying, look, he's the first one to say it's a dress. Like, if it's a kilt and it ain't a part of your culture, why you got it on? What about that culture is making you choose to wear it for the evening? You see what I'm saying? Like, if you to do things for shock value, I understand that, but what a part of that would you actually be going over there for? You know how strong things that were once inferior will be superior? Like, at one point, there was, like, if you was choosing an alternative lifestyle, people would attack you for no reason, right? Now, because they have organizations in place like GLAAD, Gays and Lesbians in Defense, all these different things, if a heterosexual male is in a situation, he's vulnerable because there is no organization in your defense.
That's true. Fifth, do you feel like you were responsible for the death of New York City hip hop? Because they say you're like divide and conquer tactics when you were at Jai and Cam and you know who else?
Kiss,
Fat
Locks,
Joe,
Fat Joe.
Dipset. They said you caused that. Like
No,
you caused the city ain't been the same since you did that.
Look, they were hip hop to me. So when I actually come in, mind you, this is the same group of people that was there the entire time I was existing prior to me being shot. When I do get shot, the same group is standing there. I got to figure it out on my own. These people are not my friends.
Right.
Like, these are not people that I'm going, yo, ain't none of them come to help when I'm hit, when I'm hurt. So when you come around, if you building a momentum, New York City, look, music is based in New York City. All the major companies have offices, employees, and space for people. Look, all the Southern-based artists will say that, like the boy from the Golo on my grill joint, Trinidad James, he will say hip hop is in the South. Like, there ain't no New York City hip hop. Like, and you go, that's an interesting statement. It's a lot of hits that's playing from the South, right? But the majority of those guys that you hear playing got to get on a plane and fly to New York to find out what's going on with their life, because it comes from New York. You see what I'm saying? So it is still in New York City for that matter. Then you look and you say, when you see the actual artist, if I'm actually got something that I got to deal with, I got to get rid of Ja, right? And you come to his aid because of your loyalty to the situation. Joe's out of loyalty. Jadakiss was collateral damage. That was a situation where I got to get him too, because they helping him.
Right.
They got 100 guns, 100 clips. I'm from New York is the record. Ironically, it's going, I'm from New York. And when I'm going, hold up, man, I'm trying to finish off, and they keep showing up, trying to help them. Man, get out the way. I got to get them out the way too before they actually rekindle the shit. And then I have to go through a whole new process of material that I got to do. Because what happens is, look, every time you hear someone say something positive about 50 Cent, you're not thinking about it, but they're saying something negative about Rick Ross. It's saying that as my momentum built, he done put himself on the other side of the seesaw. And then when I follow through with the consistency, because I'm focusing on the music, lights out. Because you already went through that portion of time that they actually had that interest in you. If you said that there were qualities that a star would embody, it'd be quality material, performance, appearance, and personality, right? So when the guy breaks and has momentum, it's because he embodies one of those things, or he's stronger in one of those other categories. So if it ain't the quality material, because he's a decent writer, performance can't be good. He's fat, sloppy. Look at the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Biggie was the same way though.
If you're gonna say Biggie was the same, I didn't see Biggie with his shirt off like that, like running around and doing what you see right there. We seen Pun under those circumstances, and then we seen the outcome that wasn't good. Like, what I'm saying to you is, you can't expect this. When you're saying the person's not athletic, what kind of performance on stage could you expect from the actual person? It's going to be a laid-back, low-energy show. Like, and some artists make those choices. Like, Jay will get the money he get without a sweat, breaking a sweat. He'll say the lyrics to you. You're going to pay to see him stand there and perform it live. He ain't going to run up and down. Like, the dude don't be sweating. And
I like how Fifth turned this into a PSA for exercise, because he's a healthy
and Formula 50 in stores. You know what I mean? But just look, these are just outlines of things that I see that I go, yo, this is what cool. LL had these actual elements in his career, and I think that's why it was 13 hours.
Do you ever have a problem that there is no quote unquote big homie in New York? Like, when you were coming up in New York and you were doing the mixtapes, there was always different sides. These people ran this side, these people ran this side. Right. And for artists to come to New York, you had to have some kind of clearance. You had to have some kind of pass. Yeah. If not, you were going to get robbed, or there was going to be a problem situation. But there is none of that anymore in New York.
Yeah, it's different. Look, if you go...
But you still got to go to Chicago. You got to L.A. You got to talk to certain people. Certain places you still got to make sure you cool. You got people on every side, most artists.
And you know what it is? That comes from like, gang culture is not New York City culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something that's here because out of desperation. And I knew it was coming. That's why I was doing What Up Gangsta and everything else back then. Like, look, we've seen guys take the actual cartoons and turn them into the Decepticons and Autobots because they don't have anything else to actually base that energy on.
Right.
And then it turns into your Bloods and Crips. Those guys that were Decepticons and Autobots back then will easily turn into Bloods and Crips now because when one crew emerges, it develops the other. Because if you've been a victim to guys that have been around me and they blood, you turn into a Crip. Without using the brand, you're a Crip. They jumped me or they did something to me.
Well, all the OG unit members that now.
Oh, they Crips now. But look, every time, if I'm busting my ass, if you see me working not just on one format, all across the formats, if you could have pointed at it and said he has a good team, like because Chris Lighty and everybody else was surrounding it, when you see them gone and you see me continue to actually do it, then you understand how involved I was at that point to continue the success. Like the 4 television shows, different things that you see happening, they weren't in place prior to. You know what I'm saying? It's these things I developed following that, and I'll continue to do what I got to do. Like, if you look, a lot of the stuff that I see, like, I don't actually talk about these guys in my regular life. Like, my regular day away from all of this, I'll see what they're actually doing if they're putting new music out, but I don't actually talk about it. And now when you said the difference between the way the city is, when Diddy's saying big homie, he got to mean big homie in Miami. It was an easy place. When he called with the Angels, like, I said, nah, man, that's whack. You got to stand next to something. And he knew exactly what I meant because he'd been standing next to something his entire career. Right. He stood next to Biggie. It put hot on him. That stand next to the fighter to keep warm. Right? Stood next to Biggie. Stood next to Mace. Stood next to Jock. Look, Puffy might be the destination for anybody going nowhere. Nobody survived him. Look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we signed to him right now, dude.
No, we're not. No, we're not. Knock it off. So why have you never stood next to nobody? Because you studied the 48 Laws of Power. And you know, isolation is dangerous. Don't you feel like you've isolated yourself from like all of these artists?
I did. To the white boy.
Look at this. Look, with M, like, as far as isolating myself from, I think what me and Jay have is natural. You see what I'm saying? But you need enough momentum for it to make sense. Or there is no Forbes 1, 2, 3, I Get Money remix. You see what I'm saying? Like, because he doesn't make decisions that don't make sense. As far as music itself is concerned, he's gonna go like this. He got to be in a room and not mean anything in the room for him to go do that remix. You got to feel that record come on and people just go off like he ain't there. Or he go, yo, yeah, we do that remix. But that one's working. You see what I'm saying? And then it makes sense to actually do it. Look at when you see with him and Drake, the little things, Is artists get momentum and then they think it's all about what they think. So you want to tell us you think it's whack that you make art references. What references are you supposed to make if in his experience he's starting to open up to the point that he's in the art? He acting his age, man.
Or
You see what I'm saying? Like the things that you see is what you should. It's a natural progression. So when I don't know if it's a challenge or they ready to actually compete, because hip hop is competitive. When they start trying to kumbaya, my lord, by the fire, everybody's friends, this like this, it's not real, man. They're still trying to create the best possible presentation, so it's a competition.
Right.
This is why you see the threat from Kendrick without him even. He worked with everybody he mentioned, and then told them instinctively when it happened, it's already in there, it's already built in. It's the way our culture is. Like it's not. They say is hip hop homophobic? Nah, it's just so competitive that there was no room for people to be in it that was sensitive. You see what I'm saying? Like I don't mind. I don't care what your personal preference is, what you do at home, but our culture is competitive. If you find a guy to come and say everything in the wittiest way possible, it's like M on 8 Mile. When he says everything that's wrong with him before you get a chance to say it, when you said it, what does it mean?
Now,
Now,
go
Fif-
ahead. Yeah.
50, I got to ask you, as a woman, in your personal life when it comes to women, do you treat women as harsh as you do everything else in your life?
Word
Or
up,
do you
and
have
do-
any sensitivity when it comes to relationships and a woman?
I think he'd be Jazzy Jeff and Uncle Phil and girls out the house.
I'm just curious because, are you a different guy when it comes to your dating, personal life? Are you
He said you
You know
told
what you
out.
gotta do? You got look. With women, you gotta ask women. If a man answers the question wrong in any way that he answers it, may be the wrong can be interpreted wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like the woman in experience will tell you that I'm conscious of them, and at the point that we actually trying to develop that friendship, and then I can drift. Let's just say with options come confusion, right? And then it's just in all honesty, there's more pressure on a female than on a man. In every relationship, the woman is the prize, right? Because look at our standards. A single female is already a star, an attractive single female. A man can become a star. Meaning if he's successful and is publicly noted, he'll feel the energy that she feels when she walks past single men. Because the women in connection to you being up, they're gonna look at you, Charlamagne, like you the package. Like you the good life that I actually want is connected to his physical attributes. Now, if she says, if a woman functions like a single male, they're gonna call him. He must got some swag to him, or a reason why he been with 5 or 6 girls in the 10-block radius. They're gonna say she fast or she's a hoe because she been with 5 guys in the 10-block radius, right? Like it's just the standards are higher on women than it's on men while we're single. At that point, when we actually come together, it's a total different thing, because when you actually make it to a point where you've, like when they said I was a star, I wasn't yet. Get Rich or Die Trying wasn't a star. After the mascot turned into a star, it's when I started to feel so much about myself that I'm cool, that I'm going, nah. Like the Minaj is a huge fetish. Ask a simple man a simple question like, what's better than one good woman? He'll come up with something complex like 2. Right? That's why it's so commonly the actual fetish. But when you get to a point that you start saying, both of them want to come, and you start going, nah, just you. Why? Because I don't want her to be there. She's gonna be confirmation of what happened. You just want one because the other one will be there to confirm and be the witness to the situation. When you start feeling like you hot, so you get off on the gratification of feeling like you could instead of having to actually go do it. You know, and that's when I think you're an actual star at that point, because then your confidence is so high that attracts people to you.
Right.
Your confidence at that point.
So what happened? I know you got to go, but what happened with the There was a case where they tried to arrest you and I guess it was with your baby moms, and we didn't hear nothing about it again. So what happened in that situation? Was there a problem situation?
Look, I had 4 counts of vandalism. Remember, I was putting the tweets on my Instagram. I'm joking. I'm not in jail. I'm in my basketball court. I'm not in jail. I'm on my piano. I'm not in jail because the media, what they do is they'll take it and make it the worst possible thing that it could actually be at that point. And I'm like, when I give you the receipts for the things that I broke in the actual place, then your accounts of vandalism become me breaking the mirror that I bought.
Jail property.
You want to take me to jail for breaking my shit? Cool. You see what I'm saying? The place is in my name, but I don't live there because I'm setting up the place so they can be comfortable, moving them into a better situation than the situation they were actually in. And just going here, take these things. I already set the child support before. Remember I said I write the check before the child support? You know what I'm saying? Like I already said it. It was already there. So it was already in place and already going. So it's like when you have the actual fallout, when you make the phone call and they come and they see things broken, they go, you did this in a rage. Okay, how much of it was broken before she got there? You see what I'm saying? Like just before you actually got there.
Right.
And then it's like when I'm grabbing my bag and I'm leaving and you feel like I'm not coming back.
911, what's your emergency?
Right. You see what I'm saying? And then it turns into a whole new thing and it's like, okay, cool, well, it'll blow over. You know, I've been through this type of situation where they utilize, like they'll attach my name to it to make it coverage worthy.
Right.
Are you trying to mend relationships now? Because I see you in the studio with Kiss and Style.
After a while, you look at it and you say, really, what caused that altercation?
Yeah.
Like, really, I don't have anything that meant anything. It just was
collateral
the time.
damage. Like
yeah,
you said.
it's like.
Why you don't feel that way about like Game or Bucker or somebody then?
But look, Game, I didn't understand why it happened. I can't ever feel like I can resolve that. Look, how about Buck? Buck, Lloyd Banks, Tony Yayo, the same person to me. Buck is impulsive. He get high. It helps him make crazy decisions. Like it's just to say something wild. Like, and he may not necessarily feel like that, but he don't know how to come back after you've said it. You see what I'm saying? And then Banks, I don't understand it because he'll like go home like he's like he wanted independence. Like the thing that bothered him was like the shift between he's the big homie and then when I show up, the guys around him go, oh, the big homie here. You see what I'm saying? Like because they're from the same environment, it's tough for them not to go, yeah, you the big homie when it's your show, it's your crew you put together. And then when I show up, they go, oh, the big homie here. And you feel the energy shift off from you to me, then you kind of don't want that around because you like how comfortable it feels when when it's not there. You know what I'm saying? And they like Floyd is like my younger brother, right? So if he say something crazy, I look at him and I go, I should.
Do y'all communicate at all?
No, I stay away from him. Let him do it. He's doing the course is already set for him. You see what I'm saying? Like it's like you saw it. Mike will tell you if you see it.
So you think Floyd gonna go broke? Is what you saying?
I think the plane ain't got no wheels. It's a comfortable flight, but when it lands, it'll crash. That's it. It's a lifestyle that's unsustainable. You can't sustain it.
What about Sheik Luch? Because he was going at y'all hard during that whole beef, and I haven't seen no pictures with y'all.
Ask him where it came from. It came from him standing up for who he is. Like this is the Locks. This is us. You know what I mean? Like, and you'd be like, man, what did it actually start from? It's just hip hop.
Right.
If we had an altercation or somebody put their hands and we got into it, then we can't resolve it. You understand? I'm a Cancer too. I can hold on to it a lot longer than usual. You know what I'm saying? So you'll think it's dealt with and settled, and I'll be right there like yesterday.
So what about Ross? What if you run into Ross on the street? Not on a plane, y'all just...
He has a... You know why I did Pimpin' Curly? Like why I started to joke about it to offer different facets. Like I said, people see me just all the time. So they got that impression of me. They don't know I have a sense of humor. They don't know I'm laughing at you. Like when you're actually doing your jokes, what's going on. So I'm like, yo, I'm having a good time at the same time. So I went to joking in that situation because I don't know how to tell law enforcement I'm a herder. They never taught me that. They never knew. They never taught us how to tell the police you them up.
Right.
When you sworn under oath,
Pretty crazy. Okay.
I know what your defense is. It's 911. And look, the Bloods, it's a lot of them. They're growing, but the Boys in Blue run New York. Trust me.
Now,
NYPD got it.
now, lastly, Your record with Trey Songz, right? We're premiering it this morning.
Oh yeah.
Now shut up, Renee.
Come on, man. It's fifth, man.
We don't get him here that much. Now we premiering this record this morning. Tell us about this record. How you and Trey got together. Tell us about this record. Because everybody's talking about the record. We haven't heard it yet, but everybody's saying this is the record. So let's talk about the record.
Yeah, this joint right here, Dre actually produced it. Dre produced the joint.
Okay.
Dr. Dre?
Yeah.
Okay.
You said Dr. Dre? What other Dre? Cool and Dre?
Yeah. But I flew out to Los Angeles and I was listening to some pieces. Like Dre been working, like everything he produces is for Detox.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of
for
it.
what?
Detox ain't coming out.
It's not. Well, it hasn't. It's not. I don't think it's coming out neither. But I think at one point they kind of decided that if it came out and it didn't mean everything to hip hop culture, like it wasn't a huge success, that it would actually hurt the brand more than it would help the brand.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't make sense, again, for beats, not for music culture,
Right.
but for beats.
It could affect the headphone sales.
Right. So it's like, nah, it don't make. That's how I started to say that Interscope is turning into Beats Records, because when the actual decisions for the actual record company are based on the actual headsets, then you can see it. You know what I'm saying? But when I actually came out there to talk to him about the actual records, like I played in my records. That's how I get good music out of Dre.
Mm-hmm.
Like Timbaland and I do the same. I don't want to start with them. I'll go to these guys when I got some heat, and then they go, all right, and then they go, wait, I got something. Ayo Technology was for Timbaland's album.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? He gave me the track out of his stash for his records.
Right.
Like, yo, listen to this. And it's because he liked the things that he heard. He gave up something that was really hot to him. And then, other than that, he would have made something in front of me that was for me. Here, that's yours. But I got what's mine's in the stash.
Right, got you.
You know what I mean? So, when I actually got the record, I had to play with it. I was in the studio for like, what you hear now is not what the record was.
Mm-hmm.
Like we played with it. I rewrote the chorus like 3 or 4 times, and then we got Trey to actually come out and sing the vocals, and he did it. And then when the time went by, so it was like Trey hadn't actually heard it finished with the actual lyrics on it, because it was for Dre. I didn't actually write everything.
Mm-hmm.
Then when I actually finished it, I came to see him in New York, and I played it for him. He was like, "Yo," he said, "Man, I forgot we made that joint. Like that's hot." He's like, "Look, let me just." He wanted to touch it because now what he would do musically versus what he would do at that point was different. So he said it took like 3 days, 3 sessions with Trey for us to get it where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
So he played with it, and he's one of those guys that he's doing everything himself. Like he had the board, the mic's right here. He's recording.
Trey?
Recording his own vocals. Like he's doing
That's
the whole
crazy,
thing.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, all right. I didn't even know he was like that. I could have done things differently. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they showed me, because now it's like, it's what you've been conditioned for. Like I go to the studio when I was actually just trying to get on. I didn't want to give them money that I didn't have to give them. So I was so prepared that I'd be off book. I know all the songs. It's just, the second verse go like this. And then I'm saying it, so I don't gotta come out, look at paper, none of those different things. Like I wouldn't go to the studio until I knew those 4 or 5 songs off the top of my head, could just say the verses. So
you think it's a hit? As a hit maker, is it a hit?
Yeah. It's a hit. Like you'll hear it and immediately go, damn.
But we're gonna play.
we're about to hear it.
We're gonna play the full version in 20 minutes. We're gonna play a snippet right now. We're gonna play the full version in 20 minutes. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. New 50 Cent Trey Songz in 20 minutes.
What's it called?
What's it called?
It's called Smoke.
Smoke.
I got one final question. What do you say to people who say 50 Cent fell off? People like when Steve Stout was here, he said, you're musically irrelevant.
Yeah, I saw that. Yo, look, my accountant has no idea what you're talking about. When you say I fell off, you got to call him and figure out why you feel that way.
Now
it means my intention shifted.
Right.
I knew. Look, if you know the game enough, you know that you'll reach a point where it don't make sense and you trying. It's not gonna cut through right now. It's the point that Jay's going to go be the president of Def Jam. You ain't doing nothing with 50 Cent at that point. I just sold 9 million records on the first one, coming back with the next one to do 10 again. So much momentum that he's just sitting there like this. Why is he good? Why is he one of the best guys that hip-hop has ever seen, period? Is because he's strategic enough to maneuver his way into the position he's in now.
Right.
So you think now is the time for you to cut through? You watched the game for the past 4 or 5 years?
Yeah, now it's time for me to actually come with the new adjustments, get the confusion out of the way with the label and all that. Look, the guy that was delivering pro 50 Cent was delivering anti 50 Cent. So why is it not okay to be anti 50 Cent? Just for marketing purposes.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? Like if you want to get yourself to a point where everyone's aware of you, because the guy had music at 2 points that made him nowhere in the world that they don't actually take note of it. Like the people in
You talking about you or somebody else?
Yeah,
You?
at different
Okay,
points.
gotcha.
At different points during that time period, no matter where you was at in the world, they take note of the record. Because within the cultures, hands down the biggest thing in hip hop. So outside of M's music itself, like I don't think they give M enough credit because they go, yo, he sell that many records because he's a white boy.
No, he's nice. Dead nice.
Look, he's nice, dead nice. Like, because I listen to the music and go, hold up. Damn, I got to, wait, let me think about this again. When we writing together, let me make sure it's all the way right, before you get your ass whipped on the actual track. And then it's when you see a white artist emerges themselves within in black culture, and they really, really good at it, you get like Elvis Presley, legend. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't think our culture would have grown as fast as it grew without M. Because there was people that I ran into, if you asked them, you like rap, you like hip hop? They go, yeah, I like M. They have no idea about nothing else to say that they like.
Right.
But Eminem. So then they start, it massages the idea, and they start to find interest in other styles and other things that's actually going on. And it's like, sometimes you got to see yourself to know you in it. This is why they'll do the film production casting like that joke, white man, black man, Chinese man. They even do it as women sometimes, so it's Kill Bill. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just to show you someone is representation of you so you feel connected to it. And then that's what it is. He's really a big reason why our culture is the way it is. Look, being associated to him allowed the doors to open easier. Gotcha. Traveling, you know?
You said yourself they'll never let another 50 Cent come after you. So
right.
What makes you think they'll let him do it again?
Well, I don't think there'll be another artist that commands that much momentum. Like, because you gotta be ahead of. While I'm here, still trying to reestablish things, doing it differently, like with putting those different impressions. I'm not trying to gain the audience. I'm just trying to sustain them until they persuade each other. Because the bloggers, you got the blind leading the blind. So the bloggers say, oh, this is fire. He can tell you that after he heard it once. And then it goes, this is fire, all the way down the row. If he hear it and go, oh, man, he makes somebody else feel like it may not be as good as it was. It's like the person that came and told you, oh, that movie was whack. And then when you saw it, you was like, I liked it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like some people have a strong enough personality that they would just watch it and say, nah, I liked it. It was good. I don't know why you felt like that. Tell me why you said it was whack. But a lot of people follow. A lot of people are followers. Generally, if not, we'd have problems. We have too many entrepreneurs. We have too many successful people. Like, look how many people go through business classes. If everything you needed was in that actual business class, in that book, it'd be too many successful business people. Right. How many people graduate? Matter of fact, the professor wouldn't have the time to sit there and teach you. That knows this book damn near verbatim, page by page, he knows it, right?
Because he'd be an entrepreneur.
Yeah, he's too busy. I'm doing way too much right now because I got the palm trees and we selling so much of the stuff that I'm doing that I ain't quite got time to teach no motherfucking class right now because I'm winning.
Right.
Now, why would I be teaching the class? Wait, maybe I'll do it once, a seminar. But he ain't gonna commit to teaching no class if he's doing that well in business himself.
Well, we appreciate you joining us.
Yeah, before Renee have a heart attack. Renee, I remember that when Kid come. Kid getting 2 minutes.
He said, yeah, you got a record. Peace.
June 3rd, right? It's still the release date.
Yeah, June 3rd.
June 3rd is the album. Now
Animal
we're gonna play the joint in 20 minutes. Let's get a snippet on right now. It's called Smoke. You know what it is? It's the Breakfast Club, and it's the boy 50.